Once upon a time, far, far away, in a kingdom called Brookglen, lived a king, a queen, 2 beautiful princesses, and a prince. From the day he was born, the king and queen knew that their little prince was special in the way that shooting stars and blue moons and wingless angels were special. And so they named him Fearless.
I thought they named him Fearless because he rescued his baby sister from the evil troll and killed it with his oatmeal spoon.
Well, that too. Put that back in your mouth right now.
But, Mom...
But nothing. You're burning up. Did I happen to mention that Prince Fearless always listened to his mother? So many years after the prince saved his sister from the evil troll, he went to the king and queen with a question. Mother, father, he said, I do very well in school. I play many sports. I help those less fortunate than myself.
And the paper route.
Oh, yes. And I've never missed a day of my paper route. So why is it I don't grow up? For it was true. Even though the prince was almost old enough to be a man, he still looked like a little boy.
And everyone treated him like a baby. And he hated it.
My son, said the king, ever since you frightened away the evil troll with your oatmeal spoon, you have been under a spell, and this kingdom has been enchanted. The only way for you to grow up is to venture out into the world and slay the demons that we protect you from here.
Like dragons and monsters. Keep going. Let's to hear more.
And so Prince Fearless left his home with only his trusty dog Arnold and his favorite oatmeal bowl and spoon. But when he reached the edge of the kingdom where the dark forest began, strange things started to happen.
Arnold turned into a horse.
That's right. And the bowl and spoon became a magic helmet and sword that would help Prince Fearless fight any evildoers he came across.
Like the octopus.
You're jumping ahead.
Sorry.
You sure you don't want to watch TV?
Nick has to know how it ends. And I want to hear it again, too.
Well, Prince Fearless and Arnold were hardly into the forest when all of a sudden they heard a thunderous crash, like giant footsteps coming right at them. The sky grew dark. The wind came up. And poor Arnold started to shake.
Don't be scared, said the prince. I'll protect you.
And they turned around and found themselves face to face with Benzinger, the evil knight.
Mr. Benzinger was my math teacher in 2nd grade. He was fierce.
Benzinger drew his giant sword and was about to bring it down on Prince Fearless when... I'll be right back.
Don't worry. You live.
So, almost 2 weeks passed. Fearless had met up with many evil adversaries and had conquered them all and captured their riches. But there was still no sign of the evil dragon.
We've made a few modifications that will help us on the back end. Spin-off series potentials, things like that. So, when Prince Fearless returns to the kingdom after fighting all his evil enemies, he stays a little boy. It gives us the opportunity to continue the story beyond just this one book. Prince Fearless could stay a kid forever.
And we all get rich, right?
See, now you're thinking ahead. A whole series of books, each one with a brand new adventure where...
Mr. Hemingway, excuse us. We'd like to think about it.
Liz, we're talking sequels here.
I understand. Look, why don't I drop by tomorrow and bring your check? It'll save you a trip downtown again with the boy.
We'll be waiting for you.
Congratulations, Libby. You're going to be a very rich woman.
Come on, honey. And so, at the end of his long journey, the prince had at last found the evil dragon, who was more powerful and frightening than he'd ever imagined. That night, Prince Fearless sat looking at the stars, hoping for some guidance. He had found the evil dragon, but now he didn't know what to do. In all his travels, he had never killed anyone or anything. Yet he knew this was the only way to get the dragon's treasure to bring home to the kingdom. For the first time in his life, Fearless was afraid. Hi.
Right.
You didn't say anything in the car on the way home? Or at dinner?
Why do they have to ruin it?
Honey, they didn't ruin it. It's just different.
The prince has to grow up. He can't stay a kid forever.
Cork, listen to me. It's only a story. It's not real.
It is to me. I'm not a baby mom. I want to be a man.
Is that what the story meant to you? That one day you'll grow up just like the other kids? I guess that's a pretty important thing to hear when you're a kid, isn't it?
I just want Nick to hear it right.
And so Prince Fearless crept into the dark cave while the dragon was asleep and plunged his sword deep into its heart. When the dragon died, his heart turned into the biggest red ruby the prince had ever seen. The prince took the ruby because he knew it would please the kingdom, but he was sad because he knew something had died for it. Corky? Tell Jerry what happens at the end of the story.
Well, we don't have to hear about that now.
Tell him.
The prince takes the ruby back to the kingdom.
And then what?
Everybody likes it.
Except who?
The queen.
How come?
Because she knew it made the prince sad.
She knew that slaying a dragon didn't make him a man, but that the compassion in his heart did. I hate to have to say this, but I can't take your money, Mr. Hemingway. So the prince took the ruby back to the cave and placed it back in the dragon's body. And something strange happened. As the dragon came back to life, the prince began to grow until at last he was a man. But when he rode back into the kingdom, no one recognized him, except his mother, who recognized his soul. Thanks.
For what?
For reminding me what my own story was about.